The Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri has called on youths in Nigeria to use their knowledge of social media tools and environment to promote peace and drive socio-economic growth. Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, who was represented by his Chief of Staff, Prof. Maxwell Gidado, at a social media roundtable organized by Muhammad Tukur, the Senior Special Assistant to the Adamawa State Governor on new media, challenged youths to take advantage of positives that the social media affords to make Adamawa and Nigeria a better place. The Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the Adamawa State Governor on New Media has mobilized some selected social media experts to Yola to brainstorm ideas on social cohesion, on how to address the emerging negative trends of fake news prevalent on the social media space. The program tagged Understanding Leadership, Good Governance and Development was held in Yola, the Adamawa State capital. In an opening remark, the convener, Muhammad Tukur, the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, commends his principal for being a social media-friendly governor. Tukur praises the giant strength of Governor Fintiri in the areas of infrastructure, education, agriculture, among others.
To put this event has proved beyond reasonable doubts that you are indeed a friendly media government.
Your Excellency, my office has deemed it necessary to host this meeting looking at the importance of social media in promoting social cohesion, peace, and good governance. Nevertheless, the event is primarily organized to bring social media users to brainstorm on how to end nuisance and misuse of internet platforms. Indeed, the social media has been playing a pivotal role in disseminating the good policies of the present administration. Your Excellency, you have really performed wonderfully, more than any administration in Adamawa, or I can say in the history of Adamawa State. This is notably in the areas of infrastructure, education, health, agriculture, among others. I want to assure His Excellency that my office will not relent in propagating the ideas and programs of his administration. With this roundtable, we will continue to read social media, the menace of fake news and other anomalies on the platforms. I therefore want to urge participants of this roundtable to take home the knowledge acquired for the good of all.
Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, represented by his Chief of Staff, Professor Maxwell Gidado, a Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on new media for organizing such an important gathering. He says the Fintiri-led government identifies the role of technology and its impact on socio-economic development, hence the support the administration is giving to all stakeholders.
Our people know and understand what development ought to look like and what benefits it should bring to their social, economic well-being. Therefore, any failure to quickly address the missing link within the development paradigm could create a deficiency of trust between the electorate and those in positions of leadership. There is a very tangible underlying sense of urgency when it comes to expectations of government. We must therefore learn to put our citizens at the center of delivering service. I urge you to make productive use of technology in proffering solutions to everyday problems, because Nigeria stands to benefit immensely from technology-based solutions, given the overwhelming impact of information and communication technology on people's lives. Youths need support to be able to maximize the innumerable opportunities inherent in technology to drive sustainable development. You must therefore ensure productive use of social media to engage on topical issues and sieve through the information on various platforms to learn about the world and make informed judgment. There is no doubt about the enormous influence and liberating features of technology, as can be seen with the disruptions in different sections of the economy. The sector is being recalibrated with the input of vibrant Nigerian youths. Media influencers have risen overnight to challenge the extent and the boundaries of media practice and public opinion molding. One can only wonder what more is in the offing if more support is given to our young ones. The topic, social media, roundtable leadership, development and good governance, is apt and speaks to the constructive use of technology to solve everyday problems. My government has identified the role of information and communication technology and that's in driving societal growth, which is why this training is organized, as well as providing the enabling environment for setting up technology hubs in the state.
Speaking at the event, Dr. Abba Tahir and Dr. Ngamsa, resource person at the Social Media Roundtable, say, as social media vanguards, participants should avoid using social media to disturb the peace and tranquility established in societies, and that they could use the opportunity of the social media to promote good government policies and governance in the society.
It's necessary to casually clarify and classify the organic linkages between the main concepts of leadership, governance, and development. We define the theme of our roundtable today. The clarification is necessary as they relate to the deployment and application of social media in society, a society which we all belong, social media which we all use every minute. So guaranteeing leadership, which is not the tutelar concept of it, is the stepping stone for defining governance, if we all agree. And once good governance happens, leadership will naturally succeed, and development in all sectors of human life can be guaranteed easily. Like mainstream media, social media are essential propellants, all of us agree, of development once quality leadership and good governance are guaranteed. My personal perception of the trilateral concepts of leadership, governance, and development is that they are mutually connected and indetachable, or hardly detachable. I believe that collectively or singularly, they are all targeted at progress, stability, and prosperity. These are all what we need, Abby? Yes, sir. If there is no stability, there is no progress. If there is no progress, there is no prosperity. If there is no prosperity, there will be chaos. It means our social media roles and functions are not succeeding. So everything we do in life cannot escape the objective of social progress, the goal of communal stability, and the need for economic prosperity. Therefore, social media practice in any sector for any target should always be seen to be geared towards securing and advancing the cause of progress, stability, and prosperity. I'm aware that all of you are social media vanguards, true or false? If your job or your task or your assignment or the responsibility you pursue does not pursue progress, stability, and prosperity, then there remains a missing link. You need to wait and check.
I like his take and the review statement that the anchor of this particular mentioned, that are you a tool or a toy? The makers of social media, those that control it, the Facebook, the WhatsApp, the Snapchat, the Instagram, quite a number of them are not fools. They need tools and they also need toys. And once they find a spot in you, they use them effectively to maximize what they truly need out of you. They've taken good knowledge, they've taken security issues, they've analyzed you, they've undermined you, they've known your desires, they know your visions, they know what you need, and they can take it up from there, analyze it, and utilize it for their own purposes, and you are seated here. Importance of the fact that you have to be aware of the fact that those that make the provision, that is the social media, have something at the back of their minds. If you don't have to define yours in this world, like the first speaker did mention, you are either going to be a hammer or an anvil. You'll be used one way or the other to hammer something, to shape that particular thing, or you'll be used one way or the other as a backup upon which shapes will be designed. And if you don't come up to do them, you're likely not to get it right, and you're not going to get it right. So what you have as social media and what we're supposed to do here is to ensure that we do a midterm review. I like his question. He said, how many people have taken training on management of digital space? One person raised his hand. The rest of you, no. But how many people have been actively engaged in doing what is expected of them as far as what you are here for? Everybody is, and everybody is frivolous, rushed, and whatever. Additional as some media organizations are, they have to catch up on the social media handle to ensure that they meet up the general expectation of their own consumers. So it's not uncommon to find, or it is common, one way or the other, to discover that Punch is there, Channels is there, CNN is there, and virtually everybody. But if you don't know, you think you can just ignore. Those that judge understand that that small space that is given to you, that you are having access to beat up your own rubbish, others are there to moderate and to make it work. Know their impact. You are likely to stand in and give out messages that will have the desired expectation. And if that is it, you have to understand that it's a critical tool. In fact, a tool that can set the world on fire, and that we've not experimented its own regulation. We've utilized it more effectively, on many instances to put our society, in confusion.
Participants at the event commend the initiative as a positive step forward toward promoting the active and positive usage of the social media.
First of all, thank the organizers of this great program, SSA on new media, for organizing this great program. Why? Because if this program should be holding timely, at least most of our social media users will get more knowledge. More knowledge will be inculcated to them. Why? Because with both the speaker's speech, we have learned a lot.
We call on our parents, the leaders. They can also call us into order. But sometimes it's like the leaders, they are using us as tools. They are using us as tools to achieve their ends. And we want to say this. In fact, we are always ready to work. If you are asked to do this, sometimes you see us doing it, even if it is wrong. But we want to obey the last order. We call on our leaders, please, to help us. All of us are youth. You can see some are not smiling and some are smiling. And definitely, I believe by this program, we are going to change entirely, both internally and externally in our social media. Thank you so much.
We should always remember that the backbone of the society are the youth, because we are the future generation and we are the one that are to be left to take care of tomorrow, next tomorrow, and years to come when our elders are tired. So I've attended a lot of summits and conferences in the States and other places in Nigeria. And of course, it has been very helpful for me as a young leader and of course older people. And I think this is the first one coming directly from the government house. So what I'm advocating for here today is summit and gathering like this. If you can see around, almost everyone here is less than the age of 35. Maybe people that are on the high table who are our speakers are the elders here. So it's very important that we awaken the interest of young people by engaging them in intellectual events like this one. And I think if the state government can actually have an office that will take care of that, it will be very important. I am opportune to travel to a lot of countries for conferences, and I know the impact that it has actually made on my life and others, and also how it's shaping the way young people think in the West in terms of leadership, entrepreneurship, and other things that has to do with their growth and development. So I think it's paramount that the state government take activities like this very important. At least it will bring the young people who have the highest number of votes closer to the government, and they will feel they are part of the government if they actually engage, because it will impact and empower them. Whenever you engage young people, it's actually bring a form of empowerment, even if it's not in a money form. So, Your Excellency, you are a professor and you're an academia, to say, and I'm very sure that you know the importance of engaging young people, because we are the future leaders, like you people always say. So we're supposed to be treated as future leaders, equipped us with the knowledge that we need to grow, equipped us with the knowledge that we need to understand government and understand development.